And we're live. What's up, World Wide Web? I'm E Daddy, your angry toy guy. Late night tonight, yes indeed, but you know what? All worth it. Anybody knows me knows I'm a big wrestling fan. Tonight was NXT Takeover, Brooklyn. Had to watch it. Quick shout out to all those NXT guys that went out there, guys and girls that went out there and put on one hell of a show tonight. Probably better than what we're going to see Sunday for WrestleMania. By the way, if anybody'd like to see me start doing a wrestling review, like after the pay-per-views and stuff, big shows, drop me a line somewhere, let me know. Give me an idea for something new to do in the future. So tonight we're going to talk about multiple subjects. The main thing we're going to talk about tonight will be Grizzlor. It wasn't a haha, I got you type of thing. But now, first off, what we're going to cover is going to be, we're going to talk about Super 7 stuff real quick. Right after I take care of something real quick. Unless he shows up and starts listening. Which y'all know when he gets here. But anyways, news coming out from Super 7 today or this week about the fourth wave of yes, I know Triple H is live right now on wherever here on YouTube. Paul Levesque, kiss my ass. No, anyways, so they're starting to pre-order on Wave 4, along with the fact they're starting this order now. People's already went through and pre-ordered Wave 3. Now they're saying pre-order Wave 4. And Wave 2 is just now shipping. What the fuck? Super 7. But anyways, it looks like we're going to get some cool looking figures out of Wave 4. From what we're seeing here. Right bat, Buzz Off looks really good. And it's nice they gave him like an interchangeable head where he ain't got the thing up over his face so you can actually see his eyes. Nice little touch here. We're going to get a Filmation style 5.5 Evil Seed, which is something I didn't expect to see out of the line anytime soon, but that's pretty cool the fact they're going to do that. Next up is the Evil Lyn, and I think I talked about this before whenever they originally got leaked about the figures they had coming up. Looking at the picture, we're still seeing kind of the same thing on it looking. She had more of the flesh tone, kind of a little on the lightest side of the flesh tone look. Not this yellowish look in Filmation. Still hoping they fix that. She don't look quite as yellow in the pictures for Wave 4 she did when they originally announced it. Announced that they's going to give us a Filmation 5.5 Evil Lyn. It don't look quite as yellow now. Hopefully they fix that a little bit more between now and then. Hang on, let's get regular figures before we talk about the other ones. Shadow Weaver. A lot of us is probably looking forward to this one. I know as far as the Club Grayskull line, we're looking forward to getting that Shadow Weaver whenever it comes out. Now we're going to get a 5.5-inch version of Shadow Weaver. Basically, it honestly looks like a shrunk down version of both Mattel's Classics one and what we're supposed to be getting from Super 7 in the Filmation or Club Grayskull line. So we'll see from there. Then there's Stratos, and yes, he looks just like he does on the cartoon. And to be honest, from what I'm seeing in the picture, it looks just like we're going to get the same things we've gotten with anytime we've gotten a Stratos figure. Whether it be vintage or classics, he's got that jetpack. He's got the wings. Nope. No weapon, no accessories, nothing. Bland, 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 bland. So then from there, there's the Orko. The all-black Orko. Now, it looks like he's got some stuff with him. You can't really tell because it's all in black. I think I talked about this whenever, a few episodes back, whenever we were talking about the Wave 3 5.5s. Here we are getting variants when there's still plenty of other characters to cover before we really need to get to this point. I love the fact that they're getting us figures out. Well, they've gotten us one wave out. Let's face it, we're still waiting on Wave 2. We just all pre-order Wave 3 now. This one is pre-order Wave 4. I'm not real big on the whole black Orko, black altogether. I'm not digging it. It looks like they should have put an anti-Eternia Orko or anti-Trollan Orko on the label. Not real cool with this. Then we're going to get the Transforming He-Man and now, I'm not getting this one either. I don't understand this one too much either. Somebody said something about possibly glowing in the dark. I don't know. Once again, we're looking at this whole thing as far as variants go. Wave 3, we're supposed to be getting a variant of He-Man. So here we go. Turn around. Wave 4, we're going to get another one. Wave 5, what are we going to get? Battle Armor. Oh, wait a minute. That wasn't a Filmation thing. I can see Super 7 doing it. And then the last two, we're going to get a Japanese box, 5.5 He-Man and Skeletor. Both of them in their own separate boxes. The artwork box looks cool. Does that look like... No, regular He-Man on Battle Cat. Teela staying off to the side with Skeletor. And it's kind of disappointing because you look at the Skeletor box and you don't see him like on Panther fighting He-Man on that. Looks like really nice artwork and all that, but I think they could have done the box a little bit different on that. That's it for the Super 7 news. All right, but we're not here to talk about that. We're going to talk about that old fuzzy Grizzlor tonight. And we're going to unbox something while we're at it. So don't anybody think anything weird here. anyways, Grizzlor, he first originally appeared in the 83 mini comics whenever they unveiled the vintage figure. A ferocious creature that serves Hordak. He was thought to be a legend, subject of campfire stories. According to tales, he would use his stun gun in order to stun his victims, then attack them with his claws. Dude was pretty damn strong, point to where the hero's stun weapons had absolutely no effect on him at all. I said, strong as hell, powerful, bloodthirsty, spoke in a broken, brutish voice or manner, lived in a cave that was littered with human bones. The only thing is, though, he was afraid of one thing, and that was his own reflection. Really? We're going to go there? In a comic. It came with the figure. Okay. Next up, he would appear in the 83 Ladybird books where he was depicted as being tamed by Hordak. Not only did Hordak tame him, but he also managed to train him to pilot the Horde flyers. And he had an extensive knowledge of the fauna on Eternia. A little weird. All right. From there, we would get him in the next up in the 84 German audio plays. I forgot to put that on silent. I apologize. Let me do that real quick. He was in the German audio plays. He was one of Hordak's most trusted warriors, to the point where Hordak pretty much appointed him his second command. He would lead the Hordemen and other troopers whenever Hordak was absent. His strength was outmatched by only one, and that was Modulok. And he absolutely felt no fear. He wasn't even scared of He-Man. See, that's a point that they should have probably alluded to more in all the canons, all the different comic books, cartoons they put him in. Finally, we'd get to see him on a small screen, even a big screen, I think, if I remember correctly. Yeah. He did appear in the Princess Power series. He was originally portrayed as a competent and threatening member of the Horde. He oversaw Beast Island. Like many Hordak's warriors, was said to have been a product of Hordak's sciences, maybe even possibly being at one point either he was human or an animal. Depicted as rather muscular, with his covering similar to his figure. Over time, they started showing him increasingly more as being a bumbling henchman. Often bore the brunt of Hordak's rage. Occasionally worked as part of Catra's force squad. Did not like taking orders from her. Also displayed a dislike for Mantenna. He did show some leadership skills, and his strength and ferocity was two of his main strengths. After that, next time we see him be the 86 UK Comic Mags. Now, this was pretty cool. Again, with a little bit of a different backstory going here. He was born on the planet called Jungulia. I'll be mispronouncing that. If I am, it's not going to be the first time I do that today or tonight. Developed a savage anger by the age of 428, which was still considered to be a child on his home planet. Found some weapons in a cave that he mistook as being toys, and thus went through and frightened others of his race with these weapons. Inadvertently boasted being the most powerful warrior on the planet. Horde Prime heard about this, mistook him as a genuinely evil warrior, and ordered Hordak to recruit him. Now, he was fairly loyal to Hordak, but he was a complete buffoon with a severe lack of intelligence. Often he'd be cheerleading Hordak into battle. I read that and I started laughing when I read that, and I'm going, really? So we're going to turn him to a hairy child cheerleader for the Horde? I mean, honestly, a lot of these could have done so much better with the canon possibilities, for Grizzlor. Had childlike excitability and was always eager to take part in Hordak's schemes. Hordak was frequently angered by his low intellect and considered him to be a useless warrior. But with all that, Hordak still did him enough to oversee the prison, feed the dragon, and look after the Fright Zone in his absence. But eventually, Grizzlor would get bored with these chores, want to take part in combat. So the Horde was employing child labor, basically. There's a great thing to hear back in 86. Was very briefly in the 2000X MYP series. He did originally participate in Hordak's assault on Castle Grayskull and battled King Grayskull. King Grayskull. But like the rest of the Horde, he was banished off to Despondos when it was all said and done. I think I've said before, it's a shame that they ended that series early as did, because I would have loved seeing the Horde being able to go ahead and come back to Eternia. Eventually them, bringing a door and all that in, and seeing more of the Horde, Grizzlor, Mantenna, Hordak, Shadow Weaver even. Would have loved to see what they could have done with that. What's up, Von Ratliff? What's up, buddy? Classics. We're going to get to the Classics canon with Grizzlor. And I tell you what, they went through and they combined canons from Filmation, the mini comics, and the UK canon. So basically in this mythos, they'd go through, show him as he lived peacefully, known as Garul. I'm not even going to pronounce that last name to save my life. On Jungulia, whatever the fuck they want to call that damn home planet. This one, the Horde went through and they kidnapped him and brainwashed him. Hordak trained him to become a fierce warrior, and he loyally followed Hordak to Preternia to find and kill Hero. His ferocity was so bad, he went through and he scared the ancient Eternians, so that whenever they spoke about him later on in myths, and they talked about him like he was a myth, a legend, even after the Horde was banished off to Despondos. He did serve as Hordak's prison guard on Etheria, and later, whenever the Horde returned to Eternia, he was part of the second Ultimate Battleground. Now, they did show him in the 2012 DC Comics. He was portrayed as a brilliant tactician and a general in Hordak's forces. Preferred to beat his opponents with skilled warfare rather than his bestiality, his ferocity, strengths. He wore the head and skin of the Fright Zone serpent as a cloak. Sorry, if I seen this big hairy dude wearing something like that coming at me, fuck it, I'm gone. That's 3. Last seen in the DC Comics being struck down by Beastman. Now, you guys know me. Usually I'll go through and I'll take a look at the Filmation character or the vintage figures to start with. From where I'm working on a bigger office and everything, you know, I've got a lot of stuff packed up, and I honestly could not find him. So, you know, and we didn't get a version of him in New Adventures because the Horde was nowhere to be found or even talked about there. Or in 2000X, which I can only imagine they probably would have done a great job with him. So, Classics one come out, and you know, we still had the wild hair. Now, the nice thing is we got 2 different heads with him, which is one that basically looked like the vintage figure, and then I'm wanting to say what he looked like in 2000X, if I'm remembering correctly. Now, it's nice because with his, you know, with the vintage figure, he had his bow. And on here, he still had his bow. But on top of that, they gave him a small axe and a small little sword / machete. Nowhere to be found is this stun gun. Nowhere. You know, basically overall, I mean, they did a great job with him. You know, keeping him, you know, with the whole, you know, actual hair on him and everything. Made him look pretty good. And it don't matter which head you put on him, he still looks pretty damn badass. And I'm going to switch him up. Still looks pretty damn good, to be honest with you. Either way. Honestly, it's probably Grizzlor's probably like one of my favorite of the Horde figures. Like I said, there was so much stuff that could have been done, but no one ever bothered to do it. Instead, they give him all these different canons and backstories and stuff, and it makes you go, what in the hell were they thinking? Like I said, the whole thing with the being a I gotta go back and look at this again. A child, basically, in the UK comic mags, you know, yeah, he's 428 years old, and, you know, but damn. So then, now we're going to take a look at what Super 7 has given us. They gave us a Club Grayskull version of Grizzlor based off the way he looked like in the Princess of Power series. You know, and to be honest, I mean, you take a look at him in the box, and he looks freaking enormous compared to other Club Grayskull figures. Now, I complained online, including the Super 7's website, about when they originally announced these and everything, the way he looked. And I know I wasn't the only one to complain, so I cannot take any credit for this, but it's nice to hear they listen to the fans. because originally what they showed him was having a light blue harness, belt, boots. He didn't have that. So thank God they fixed that. Thing on the back says, with great size, fearsome fangs, and a fur-covered body, and a ferocious nature, Grizzlor is one of the most horrifying members of the evil horde. As the prison keeper of Hordak, it is his job to preside over the terrible dungeons of Beast Island, guarding the prisoners while ensuing or ensuring that the horrific beasts never leave. Grizzlor does not possess a great deal of intellect and is often mocked as villainous allies, while his enemies often find simple ways of outwitting him in battle. Which I think we covered that whenever we was talking about him being in, the Princess Power series. So, right off the bat, you take a look at the package, you see he's got the oversized shield in here, and he's got his stun battalion. Like I said, I'm going to save us to unbox this one. Now, a lot of my classics I've got are unboxed. Starting to go a little bit more metal card, but with these Filmation ones, I kind of want to have them out. Just because I think they look pretty cool. Some of them do. Some of them don't. I've got a whole episode about these back season 1. Let's get this big. I wish they'd like flocked him or gave him hair or something. All right, so here he is, out of the first box. And like I said, they gave him his stun battalion. Hey, wait a minute, I'm missing something here. Oh, there it is. It's taped to the. Hey, wow, I know I seen a damn shield in here. I haven't even been drinking tonight. Yet. Yet being the key word. Let's look at this shield. I like it. Not too flashy or anything like that. Definitely a different take on any of the shields that we've seen Mattel put out or Super 7 put out. Of course, this first one they've done of the Horde, Super 7 has, but it's definitely a different look compared to anything, Mattel gave us. So, I mean, I like it. It's pretty nice right there. Gotta give it that one. All right, let's get him out of his plastic confines here. By the way, anybody sees a great deal on a Filmation for a Club Grayskull Fisto, hit me up. I know there's pages on Facebook. I could have done this, but my God, I was going to do it on here. All right. Set that down. Pull it back up in case I ever decided somewhere down the road, put them back in here. Put them back up, or put that back up. All right. So, at least whenever they packaged him, they could have made sure all of his, he's looked all normal and straight. I'm noticing right off the bat, we got loose ankle joints here. None of those clicking like we've gotten with other ones. And he's got the clicking knee joints, clicking elbow joints, it sounds like. I do like the oversized hands, beastly hands. In all honesty, they went pretty damn spot on with the Princess Power, you know, the Filmation version, without a doubt. Foot seems like it's a little off. Oh, man, what the? All right, that's a first. You might see this. You can go through and literally like twist the foot around. Crap, you can do it on both of them. No wonder we got loose ankle joints with this thing. That's some bullshit. That's what that is. He seems like he stands pretty well. Once again, his outer, you know, let's just face it, the arm, you know, the piece they put over his chest piece and all that, and you can tell that they put this over, it's that same rubbery material. However, it's a little bit thicker than previous characters, so that's pretty cool right there. Hey, pull down the. All right, keep in mind, like, yeah, we're going to use Holiday He-Man since I've still got him sitting here on the shelf of figures I've went through and we've talked about already. He does look rather, you know, a lot bigger than most of your normal ones, you know, figures anyways. I see why they gave him the piece for that. I'm trying to see how well this is going. Maybe it's supposed to go in that hand. Let's see how. All right, well, I mean, you can decently go through and put the shield in his right hand. The battalion will fit neither one. It is a little bit harder to get the shield onto his left hand. There it goes. Get that battalion, the stun battalion, back in his hand here. All right, so yeah, I mean, like I said, they did him pretty damn spot on. And the wrists do have the wrist motion, so you can give him that. You're going to get some maneuverability out of the arms, without a doubt. The arms and all that. You still got all your normal points of articulation and everything. Me, you know what? He honestly looks like, you know, the Filmation version of like Andre the Giant. I mean, anybody, you know, get a hold of this figure, take a look. He does. He looks over, you know, pretty damn badass looking, to be honest. I think they could have done something a little bit different with his hands to make it a little bit easier for him to hold on that stun battalion, because honestly, if that little piece was not on there, it would not be staying in his hand. It would stay in the left, but it will not stay in the right. And I know we've got another visitor or somebody else who was watching. But I mean, overall, I mean, yeah, can't go too wrong with that. Like I said, Yeah, I'm not digging the whole way his ankles and everything are. Like I said, the whole thing with the foot part, completely twist around. That's just, um, you didn't see it on any other figure. Comparing the two side by side, honestly, I mean, if you want to go with vintage look, you gotta stick with the classics version. Want to go more, the cartoon? Hey, good way to go. Like I said, they could have done a few things a little bit different with him. His face, pretty damn plain. I know somebody's dying for me to say something about the paint apps. Let's talk about this right off the bat. You put this shield in and out of his hands too many times, and you start to get a black streak from his fingernails onto the shield. Now, the paint apps on the fingernails goes a little bit up onto his fingers. I noticed it there on the right. I did notice it on the left as well. Kind of a half sloppy job with the paint apps on the boots. You can see it bleeding over onto the boots, the bat. Let's see. As far as the chest goes, decent. I'll give it that. Pretty decent. In the face, you really couldn't go wrong too many ways. I mean, the only thing that's really painted is his teeth. There's no overspray on that. And his eyes. Looking at the paint apps on the back there. This one overall doesn't look like they did too bad on the paint app with it. So, like I said, a few little issues, and I haven't really seen a lot of people complain too much about how their Club Grayskull Grizzlor come out. So, going back to the whole ratings thing again. I know we passed it last week because I was covering fucking Stratos. The classics one, but even the vintage one, which I wish I had here, wish I could have found it. I'll go 3 out of 5 only because of the fact that really, after a while, that hair would be tangled up, going every which way. Let's face it, they can make that man look like he's got the ultimate case of bad bedhead. In his case, bed body. And the same thing goes with the classics version. And then with the Club Grayskull version that we got from Super 7, the only other thing I can see wrong with this, like I said, I don't care for this whole ankle situation. I'm going to point this out. Listen, I can literally twist his ankle all the way around, twist his entire foot all the way around. And you guys seen it. That boot, main part of the boot's not moving. Not a real big fan of that whole idea right there. And it looks like, with the way they did that, it looks like his ankle's kicked out a little bit. That, and I think they could have done the whole loincloth area just a little bit lower there on him. I know, look at the crotch piece. Yeah, it's still painted the same colors or, same dark brown as all the so-called fur, but come on now, people. Honestly, I'll go 3 out of 5 actually on all of them, or on those two. I'll go 4 out of 5 with the vintage one. In all honesty, I'll probably go 4 out of 5 actually on the Mattel Classics one too. I mean, the only thing downside to it was just the whole hair situation. They did great on the sculpt, you know, but it's the ankles, guys. It really is. It really is on that. I'm taking a look at the figure again. So, anyways, I'm gonna get off here, call it a night, everything. Next week, unless it comes absolute hell again, next week, I'm going to go through and I'm going to cover. I'm still holding off on the Man-at-Arms thing. Next week, we'll do something big. We're going to talk about Battle Cat, Cringer, Battle Lion 2. We'll throw him in there too, because let's face it, the poor feller didn't get too much love except from the MYP series. Had a badass looking figure come out. But anyways, all right. So I'm going to get off here. I will catch everybody next week. So until then, everybody go through and remember, keep on collecting so that way the lines never die. Till next time.